We are going to get angry in this life, but we know that man's anger is not going to produce the righteousness of God. Now we see God getting angry and throughout the Bible, and he is holy and he is perfect. So when he is angry, he is being angry perfectly. And he's holy and he's good. And he has to deal with a bunch of sinful beings who do evil, right? When he's holy and good and he has to see the people that he's created doing evil, wicked things, he's going to get angry about it. And he's going to deal with that righteously and deal with that in a way that is good. Whereas me, if I were to get angry at somebody and try to act out, about it, it's not going to produce the righteousness of God. God does know that we get angry, right? So what am I saying? Am I saying to take your anger and just suppress it, shove it down? No. God knows that we get angry, and we are to go to him with our anger. We are to, what's the proverb go? Don't let the sun go down upon your anger. We need to confront the anger. We're not supposed to let the anger loose physically, right? We're not supposed to say, oh, I'm just, or I guess, to talk us through, I'm not saying to beat somebody up because you're angry with them. Can you let it out physically by swinging a golf club and hitting, golf balls? I think that's probably a decent outlet. But I think the best outlet is going to God with this anger and saying, God, this person's made me angry. God, this situation has made me furious, right? And pouring out this anger at the feet of Jesus. We see David do that in the Psalms. We see David pouring out his heart before God when he's praising God, when he's, singing for joy, when he's terrified, when he's overwhelmed, when he's angry, when he's saying, break the teeth of my enemies, right? And he's telling God these things. That's how we need to ultimately handle our anger and our frustration. We need to go to God with it, right? Tell God to break the teeth of your enemies, right? Let it loose when you're talking to God, when you're praying to God. Tell God how you're feeling. Tell God, what went wrong. Tell God these different things. Ask God to convict you. Ask God to reveal things about your own heart. Ask God to make you confront some of your own shortcomings in that circumstance or that situation. But you can still, if someone did you wrong, tell God, say, pour out that anger to God, right? So when we do that, we are going to God with this emotion that can oftentimes create a lot of damage in this world. We see the consequences of anger can result in terrible, terrible things. Murder, violence, sexual deviancy. All these awful things can be the result of an angry person. So we want to be able to not let that anger bottle up where we're just steaming and boiling with anger. We don't want to be steaming with anger, but we want to have a release valve, taking that anger, that emotion, and dispersing it. So that way we can be not full of this anger, full of this fury, but we need to let it out appropriately to God at the feet of Jesus, because Jesus knows that we're going to get angry. God gets angry. God understands our emotions. Jesus got angry, in the temple when the people were selling inside of his Father's house, inside of what we would say like a church. People are just blatantly selling things in there. And Jesus is like, you're not going to make my house a den of robbers, a den of thieves, flipping tables, with his whip. He is angry, righteously. He is fully righteous in his anger. So he knows what it's like to be angry. And he knows that we get angry too, even when we are, justified in being angry. Somebody, robbed me of $50. I'm going to be angry about that, right? So we want to take that anger and not beat the guy up about it. Leave room for God's vengeance to work. But we want to give God our anger ultimately.